Police were filmed clearing around 20 sunbathers from park, telling them the coronavirus lockdown is not holiday. A clip shows officers of the Metropolitan Police approaching the group as they relaxed on Shepherd's Bush Green in London. One officer can be seen walking across the grass, waving his arms in the air and shouting, "Go home." Around 20 people can be seen appearing to soak up the sun in the video, which has been viewed more than 115,000 times, reports the Daily Record. In 33-second clip, which was shared on Twitter, the officers can be heard saying, "Guys, you can't stay on the green. Can you all go home? Can you all go home? Please? It's not holiday. It's lockdown, which means you don't just come here and sunbathe. Can you please just leave? The government has lockdown in force. Can you please get off the green, go home?" The officers' conduct has been both hailed and ridiculed by Twitter users, with some seeing it as warranted response given the measures introduced to stop the spread of the deadly COVID-19 strain. Graham Barber said, "And yet when even further stringent measures are introduced, these type of people will be the first to moan that we live in police state, etc. Good on you at Met Police UK. Thanks for all you do." David McFarlane posted, "These officers are having to move idiots when they could be more resourceful elsewhere. Our emergency services are under enough pressure just now, without additional unnecessary work." But others see it as over-the-top policing, given the Prime Minister's guidance on exercising and going to parks. Biome said, "Whilst it's pretty dumb them being so naive. The government's advice was go out once a day to exercise or to park and stay meters apart, which is what these people are doing. They need to be strong and clear on their guidelines, or this will carry on until the army is deployed." While CNFPF posted, "Far more people working inside on construction sites. This country's joke." Another added, "Judging by the distance between the few that were there, it looks like classic case of social distancing to me. Increased measures to enforce social distancing were announced by Boris Johnson on Monday. They included Brits only leaving their home for essential purposes, which included buying essential food, exercising once per day, and if you are a key worker, going to work. The Prime Minister's order will last for an initial 3 weeks, when it will be reviewed to see whether the contagion rate is down." Speaking during special TV broadcast last night, Mr. Johnson said, "Without huge national effort to halt the growth of this virus, there will come a moment when no health service in the world could possibly cope. Because there won't be enough ventilators, enough intensive care beds, enough doctors and nurses. If you don't follow the rules, the police will have the powers to enforce them, including through fines and dispersing gatherings. We will look again in 3 weeks, and relax them if the evidence shows we are able to. But at present there are just no easy options. The way ahead is hard, and it is still true that many lives will sadly be lost." Yesterday, Health Secretary called on 250,000 volunteers to sign up to help the NHS through the coronavirus crisis. He said the move would boost the government's ability to protect those most vulnerable to COVID-19, and said it would provide vital support for medics. He said more than 35,000 extra NHS staff have already joined up to help fight against the virus, including retired doctors and nurses returning to the service and final-year students. During today's briefing at 10 Downing Street, the cabinet member warned that the Prime Minister's lockdown regulations are not requests, they are rules. "The more people follow the rules, the faster we will get through this," he stated.